Man, I was thinking about yesterday's video and I mentioned something about people e-dating. Man, I remember how much I used to e-date when I was younger. That was the way for me because it was highly convenient. One, I didn't have any real life social skills at the time, so it was much easier to type to people or talk behind a monitor. Two, I worked from home, so I'm in my room all day. So this was just easier for me. Also, we could just play games or hang out on Discord or Steam without me leaving my cave per se. Three, I got lonely quickly. I still get lonely sometimes, but back then it was like constant. And I was thinking about how like I feel like it wasn't just part it wasn't just being lonely that was causing me to e-date so much in the past. It was that I had too much time on my hands and I was romanticizing a relationship that was always convenient for me rather than it being realistic. And people say online relationships aren't real. I don't necessarily agree because people can feel attached to others even if the physical distance is there. I mean, do I need to break this down psychologically? I feel like this is common sense. People get attached. People get bonded through emotional vulnerabilities, and this is how relationships form, even on the internet. The only part that I would consider not real in e-dating is the romanticized delusion that we sometimes have. And this kind of goes back to what I was saying last video. Y'all be e-dating people from different states and countries, but can't afford to travel there or be there. You romanticize about moving out and this and that, but you can't put money up to pay rent because y'all don't got like that. Who gonna pay for these plane tickets? You know what I'm saying? You think you do, or you think you will once XYZ happens. And it's always that, it seems. Oh, we'll move in together. Or once I do this, once XYZ happens, once I guess this, once this happens, all right. Like, I mean, I'm not saying it won't, but sometimes putting promises you're not 100% sure will manifest is not really ideal in relationships or dealing with people in general. It's not completely fair either. And oftentimes, this romanticized delusion ignores the fact about the in-person dynamic. People online are way different in person. I'm telling you from experience. I've met people who I've been friends with online. I've met women I've e-dated online and in person. It's two different personalities, including mine too. A good analogy is YouTube, for example. And people do this to YouTubers or content creators or anything like this. And I had a personal experience, and there was this girl who I was e-dating a bit, and I'll never forget this because it aggravated me. And I kind of told this story before on this channel. I was talking to this girl, right? I was dating this girl. And she was always watching my videos. I showed her my channel and everything, and we were text chatting only. And then once we started hopping into voice chat, I was kind of like how I was in real life, or how I am in real life. I'm quiet and reserved. That's how I am in real life. But on YouTube, as you watch my videos, you think I'm the opposite. You think I'm a social butterfly, or I'm constantly cracking jokes, or like I talk a lot, or I always have something intricate to say. No, I'm just here yapping about my life, okay? I'm not the same in person or voice chat. I don't talk like this in person, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get a YouTube-like, video-like commentary or content in a voice chat with me or on the phone with me. I don't like talking to people. I don't like talking in general. I don't like people messaging me. I don't want to quote hang out. Don't ask me about my opinion or my take or something. I don't want to play this game. Okay. Don't invite me to some multiplayer game. No, I don't care. Don't invite me to this. Don't involve me in this. See, I'm very socially unapproachable in reality. But you see what I mean, where how we may act on a platform is not the same as somebody may act on another platform or in person. I've seen people act completely different on different Discord servers. One personality on this server, another personality over here. I've seen people act completely different in different crowds of people. I've heard stories, and I know people who had a literally perfect online relationship. They met in person several times too. Everything was okay, but they moved in together and they started seeing the in-person side of that person, that of their partner. You know what I'm saying? And this happens in real life, in real life relationships too. When you meet somebody, you get too delusional because you're too infatuated or romanticized with somebody in the future you might have with them, that you tend to ignore the things that you wouldn't genuinely be comfortable around for long periods of time. You ignore the red flags, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about e-dating and why I've never been into it for years now is that it's just that I felt like, I think what pulled me away, or like, I don't know. I feel like what I was doing is that I was too occupied in the past trying to deal with my loneliness, that I never focused on other aspects of myself like that. I don't think I was busy enough. There were so many other things I could have invested my time into that built me or helped me improve my life. But I spent my focus on people on the internet or someone I was e-dating. Like I made the joke last video about how I had no money in my bank account or my knees were hurting for being on the computer all day and I'm out of shape. Yet I was worried about having an internet girlfriend or feeling too lonely that, I just never took care of stuff like that. Yeah, it was whack. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Do I regret it? No, because I think it helped me through experiences, right? I learned stuff, but did it waste my time? Absolutely. Bro, get a job or something. I don't know. So many other things to do and things to lock into and focus on yourself, you know what I'm saying? Rather than goofing off trying to date someone online. And don't get it twisted. There are successful stories. And I'm not telling you if you're e-dating right now, go break up. I'm just saying, ask yourself the true purpose of what you're doing this for. Are you neglecting other aspects of your life because you're lonely? And while neglecting this, you find e-dating the most convenient thing to do to help deal with your loneliness? I'm not hating on that part, except the part where you're neglecting the other aspects of your life. Cool, you're e-dating. What about taking care of you? And don't say that you're taking care of you because you're eating. So that doesn't make sense. Because don't say you're going to take care of yourself once you get a girlfriend either. Why do you need a girlfriend to take care of yourself? Why do you need somebody to care about you for you to take care of yourself first? That sounds like a more deep psychological issue, far worse than anything. And honestly, e-dating is not the solution for that. Go see a therapist. Like, I don't know how else to, maybe I'm making this too simple. I don't know. Because look, it's funny because I've been there too. Maybe I'm being too harsh on how I'm rationalizing my past. When I was lonely and I was in my e-dating grind or something, when I was single, everything else in my life sort of stopped. When I was single and lonely, my life was slowing down. But then once I started e-dating, I felt happy again. I felt like I could get on my grind a little bit more. I could take care of myself a little bit more. Man, I need to see a therapist. That's the truth. That's what I needed. I didn't need to waste my time e-dating somebody. I needed help, psychological help. Like, bruh, you got to do things because you got to do it for yourself. You got to do it for your well-being, for your future. And if you say that you don't know if you have a future, I don't know if I have a future, Aku, and I don't care about myself like that. Well, don't you think it's selfish to make someone romantically and emotionally attached to you when you have, or when you feel like you have no future? Then I guess you have no future with them. Or you're anticipating you're going to prematurely be gone while in a relationship with them because you have no future, right? You're just going to fall apart. Isn't it kind of messed up that you're willing to make someone attached to you and emotionally get involved just to have no future? Why waste their time or break their heart or hurt them like that? Is that fair to them? This is what I'm saying. You got to focus on you. Focus on bettering yourself. The title of the video, it's a joke, obviously, but you get what I mean when I say get a job. Occupy yourself with other things besides trying to deal with this loneliness by indulging yourself with other people like this on the internet, And if you feel like you need this to progress your life, you need to eat it to progress your life. That's why I was saying, bro, you got to work on your mental health then. See a therapist. You got to do so many other things that could improve yourself so you don't end up in situations like this where you're dependent on other people. It's just not good. And I'm telling you, because I've been there a million times. I would let my life completely pause, because I was single. I wasn't e-dating anybody or, whatever, this and that, man. Like, prioritize yourself over anything. Anyway, this episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. I'm out.